welcome back to Tea Bags and Bookends. By now you've seen at least one video from all of us, and I think you figured out by now that we're pretty nerdy. What you might not know is that when I'm not talking on Twitter or making insane videos, I teach English at the local high school. This year I've got a new role in the school which came as a bit of a surprise. Quidditch coach. Yes, I know, the thought of me being a coach of anything is rather funny to me as well, so you don't need to feel bad for laughing at me. One of the biggest things that I have to do to get ready for the Quidditch team is to come up with some equipment. So I've gone shopping today to get the materials I need to make the Quidditch hoops. So today I'm going to start putting together some of these hoops and taking you along for the ride. So come on.
Okay, so this is my first trip to Bunnings. I'm hoping I can go in there and just get everything I need and make Quidditch hoops at home. That seems unnecessarily optimistic. I'm thinking there's going to be some problems because, let's face it, I'm making Quidditch hoops and I don't know what I'm doing. So wish me luck, and let's hope I find someone who is very nerdy to help me. The pipes are almost longer than my car. You can't see. Can you see? Meow.
Right, well that outing taught me three things. One, I know nothing about hardware. Two, if you tell people you're going to make Quidditch hoops, you get a very mixed bag of reactions. And three, if you do need help in a hardware store, find the youngest, nerdiest looking guy to help you because he's the one who'll be excited and actually find the things that you need. So, let's get on with things, shall we? I think first I shall need an appropriate Quidditch making outfit. This is much better, don't you think? Okay, so as appropriate as that was, I'm not going to wear that for the whole video because let's face it, it's Australia and it's summer and that was a velvet cloak and it's quite hot. So now let's on with the Quidditch making, shall we? Yes?
You look ridiculous.
No, I don't. I mean, who are you?
I'm your inner voice and you look ridiculous.
My inner voice. You look like my mother.
Well, of course I do. Mothers know everything. Now, what are you doing?
I'm making Quidditch hoops. If you were really my inner voice, you'd know that.
I mean with your life, what are you doing?
Wow. My inner voice is mean. Go away.
Fine. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Right. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, this is what you need to make your own Quidditch hoops.
I was able to pick up all the materials I needed for this project at our local hardware store, except for the spray paint because I was a little bit concerned about that painting over the PVC, so I actually went to a paint store to ask for their recommendations. You should be able to go into any hardware store and get spray paint and all the rest of the materials that you need. Now the first thing you're going to need is 6 curtain rods. Now the International Quidditch Association recommends lengths of PVC piping that are then cemented into buckets. Now I was a bit concerned about kids running into the buckets and hurting their feet, so I decided to go with metal curtain rods that I could then stake into the ground. Now it's important that you get them at least 2 meters tall, which seemed pretty standard from what I saw, because the tallest hoop is 1.8 meters, so you need to be able to stick that in the ground so it's not gonna move. The next thing you need is some spray paint in the color of your choice. I went for a bright yellow. The next thing is some primer. Now this isn't strictly necessary, but like I said, I was concerned about painting over the PVC pipe. Plus I wanted it to be as bright as possible, so I went for the extra can of primer to give them a quick coat before I started. Next thing you need is some PVC piping. Now I'm going to cut these to size, and that will form the ring that will go on the top of the Quidditch hoop. Of course, it's very important to have your instructions. I'm not making this up as I go along. I'm using the instructions that I've linked to below, which I would recommend you check them out so that you can get the appropriate measurements and things like that for when you make your own hoops. Next you'll need 6 T-junctions, which will go on top of the curtain rods and hold the hoop in place. And the last thing you'll need, of course, are some tools to put everything together.
Wait. There's no tools in there.
Yes, there are. I said it was a toolbox.
You don't even own a toolbox.
I could own a toolbox.
But you don't, do you?
Well, no.
See? I told you. Mothers know everything.
Okay, fine. So it's my sewing kit. Are you happy now?
Yes, I am. Just keeping you honest.
Right, so I'm going to go on with making the grid kits unless there are any more comments from the peanut gallery.
Come on, go ahead.
Now I'm going to think of something to use this for. Hi Courtney, I'm just calling to see if it's okay if I use power tools. If the answer is no, please tell me now. You didn't pick up the phone, so I'm assuming that I can use power tools. Okay, bye. Okay, fine, I didn't use power tools. Dad did it. I am going to use that glue gun though. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. Oh. Okay, so they're not finished yet. But we have some standing hoops. I really must stop filming myself in the car. People are starting to look at me like I'm crazy. Hi. Ah. Yes, there are. I said it was a toolbox. I could undo. Owie.
What?
I glued it to my hand. Okay. Then I cut to all the. Stop pulling faces at the camera.
I didn't.
Then I cut to all the.
Pardon?
Well, of course I.
How did you do?
Yeah, more angry.
Oh, I had to do that. I mean, with your life, are you ever coming out of your room?
I was outside. You can't say no ad-libbing on the script.
You're taping your inner self, aren't you?
I am.